Hi, and welcome to the episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today we're going to talk a little bit about speed versus kinetic energy and where I got some resources from, and hopefully I can make you guys understand a little bit about that because it's kind of changed my thinking on some things. So, but before we start, I just want to apologize to everybody. I did do a live stream. It didn't come out that good, but I did learn a few things, and I hope my next live stream will be a lot better. It's a learning process. Oh my gosh. I made some mistakes, and I couldn't fix them obviously during the live stream, but I got them taken care of afterwards. Now, hopefully, my next one will be a whole lot better. So, also, I got from Boeing, Bohning. I think I got my pieces. So here's the box, and let's find out. Because I got to fletch some of my Black Eagle arrows because the fletching's coming off every time I shoot them. So I got me a fletching tower. And let's see if I got the right one. And it looks like, yes, I got the right ones. Let me pull these out of here. So I will do a review on this. And I'm thinking I will do maybe a live stream or live stream and or video on the doing it. So here they are. They're straight, which is exactly what I want. And of course, they also include the tape that goes on here. Positive. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. So yeah, I'm going to be doing those. And I'll show you exactly how I did it to make things a lot easier for me. Maybe not for you, but we'll see. So we got that. Also, remember to hit that subscribe button down below. I'm losing my hands here all over the place. Hit that like button. Make those comments, especially on this video. I want to see some comments on what you think on speed versus kinetic energy. But before we get started on that, I'll put links to both these videos in the description box below. But Growing Deer TV with Dr. Grant Woods, I believe his name is. He does mostly plots, seeding plots, how to do that, how to make you a better bait box, I guess you could call it. He works on plots. He works on different properties and stuff. It's mostly compound bows. We also know this show is about crossbows. But between him and, let me bring this other one up here, Rich Wilson, Death by Bungee. They talk about jumping the string with a deer. Now, how they came up with the term jumping the string, I don't know. But that's a term that's used for crossbow hunters and for the compound bow hunters. When they talk about jumping the string, it's with the deer dropping down when they hear the shot. Whether they hear the shot or they hear the noise of the arrow, don't know. Okay? That's what they talk about. Both those videos there are excellent videos. I kind of put the two together kinda, and I'm hoping that we can understand things just a little bit better, because my thing has always been kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is what goes through the deer. But what about the speed? The speed of your arrow. So let's go into some of the formulas that we're going to talk about. So the first one here we'll begin is speed versus kinetic energy. So we know the speed of the arrow, and we know kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, like I said, is the one that pokes through the animal. But what about the speed? Okay, so whoa, let me get that out of there. Okay, so how do we determine your speed and your kinetic energy? Well, first of all, arrow weight. Arrow weight is so important. So we're going to talk with the arrow weight is as in how much does your arrow weigh. So if you want more speed out of your arrow, you'll go to a lighter arrow. But you got to go with what your manufacturer suggests. Okay? Don't go anything below what your manufacturer suggests for your crossbow or your compound bow, because you can cause damage. You can have a misfire. You can cause an injury, break a limb, break a string, whatever. So don't go anything lighter than what your manufacturer suggests. Okay, you can go over that, but so if your manufacturer suggests nothing less than, let's say, I'm just throwing out an example here, no less than 300 grains of your arrow. So that's, let's say, a 200 grain arrow with a 150 grain broadhead. So it's got to be the broadhead plus the arrow. Okay, not just the arrow, it's with the broadhead or the field tip that you're using. So whatever the manufacturer suggests, that's what you use. Okay, what's another factor? Okay, another factor would be your crossbow speed. Now my crossbows are rated at 390, 415, and 425. But again, on the lower end, middle end crossbows like I have, okay, they say speeds up to, okay, 425, 415, 390, okay, up to. That may not be the actual speed of your crossbow, okay? So that's why, for me, one of the important things, that's why I got a chronograph. Now I have the Caldwell Precision chronograph, works very, very well. There is other chronographs out there, but that's what I use. So you want to know the speed of your arrow, okay? So the speed of your arrow, okay, the speed of your arrow will give you the actual speed of your crossbow. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So whatever your arrow weighs, okay, let's say your arrow weighs 400 grains, yeah, with the field tip or the broadhead, okay. So you shoot it that with a chronograph, that will give you the actual speed of your crossbow. Okay, and like I said, it may say it's 425, 415, or whatever, but remember that crossbow is rated up to that speed. So a good chronograph will help you get the actual speed of your crossbow with your arrow. So it's the speed of your crossbow with the speed of your arrows. Okay, the two of those together. Okay, but there's nothing to keep in mind. Okay, the heavier the arrow, the slower the speed. Okay, heavier the arrow, the slower the speed. But with that, you get a higher kinetic energy. Okay. Oh, let me get that out of there. There we go. So the slower your speed means more kinetic energy. Okay. There's my engineer sticking her nose in. Say hi. Okay. All right. So basically, the slower your speed, the more kinetic energy you're going to get. Faster the arrow, the less kinetic energy you're going to get. Okay? So, speed versus kinetic energy. Okay. So what am I talking about? The deer jumping the string, putting those two together. So the faster the arrow gets to the animal, the less likelihood of the animal jumping the string. Less. Is it going to be precise? Absolutely not. Okay? Deer are fast. We know that. They're fast. Deer, when they drop, they use gravity to drop down, and that arrow can go over the top of them. How they know it's an arrow, I don't know. But like I said, those two videos that I put down the bottom get more precise into the dropping of the animal versus speed. So so speed is very, very important. I learned that. Okay? So, but the speed with the kinetic energy. You want the kinetic energy there. Okay? So, with the speed getting there, they got the kinetic energy to punch through the animal. Okay? So, and I'll show you a graph here in just a moment on that. So I'm just going to give you a apples to orange comparison here. So with my Black Eagles, okay, my Black Eagle Executioners, they weigh 455.8 grains with a 124 grain tip on there. The speed is 384. And the kinetic energy is 149.015. So, compared to, again, I'm just using these as examples, okay? There's nothing, the best way to do it is arrow type to arrow type, okay? 20-inch, because these gold tips are 22-inch. And you can see here that the gold tip 425 Ballistic Pro weigh 174 grains with a 125 grain tip. The speed is 373 and kinetic energy is 146. Okay, so we just got about three difference here in the kinetic energy. That's foot-pounds per inch, okay? So I think that's what it is. But again, these are comparing apples to oranges, okay? I'm just using this as an example. And as an example, I'm going to announce right now, again, there will be a shoot-off, unfair competition, number 5, between the Black Eagle and the Gold Tip. And once I get my Black Eagles reveined, we will have it, and I'll let you know when that's going to happen. But again, the Black Eagles are 20-inch arrows, and the Gold Tip are 22-inch arrows. So there's going to be a weight difference. But you can see the speed difference there a little bit. But let's go over to this chart over here. Okay, so the first thing I've done is the speed here is of my Black Eagle arrow, 384 feet per second, and I'm using the best crossbow source chart here. So it's 384. The weight again is let me look, make sure I get it right. Okay, is 455.8. The fletching is 3 inches, and the height is approximately a half an inch or so. And let me change this to 20, and let's calculate. Now, and here's what is important with jumping the string. At 0, which is where you're going to get your actual chronograph, is 384 feet per second, and the kinetic energy is 149. The momentum is consistency of 0.776. But let's look at this chart here a little bit more. At 10 yards, we drop 1 inch at 380 feet per second. Kinetic energy drops off a little bit at 146. The momentum drops just a little bit. At 20 yards, a 5-inch drop, 376 feet per second, 143 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. The momentum drops a little bit. So as you can see, the further out you shoot, the more the drop. Your arrow speed, of course, is going to drop. So we start out here at 384 feet per second, and at 70 yards, we drop off, what, 33 feet per second, and the kinetic energy drops down 20 foot-pounds, but our momentum is still good. So you got to remember that the further the shot, we're doing more of an arc, because it's going to be an arcing instead of a straight shot. Your vertical drop's going to drop. Your arrow speed is going to drop. Your kinetic energy is going to drop, and your momentum is going to drop. So everything's going to drop. So, what is the ideal shot? Again, that's going to be up to you. But according to Dr. Grant Woods, a 30-yard shot would be the most ideal shot, and not anything further. So 40 yards, are you pushing it? Maybe. Okay. Even though the arrow is coming in there at a pretty good speed, and the kinetic energy is still there, but again, is the deer going to, could that deer drop your string or jump your string? It's a good question. Okay, so let me put another one in here for you. Now, I am no compound bow expert. I know nothing about crossbows or compound bows. Compound bows. But I'm going to, so let's put in here, this is just estimates. Nothing scientific about this. This is just estimates and stuff that I found. So we're going to go, so just remember these numbers here. Let's remember the first number here. Actually, the vertical drop. So we're going to use the 70-yard dropped 63 inches on for the speed of 384. So let's put a speed of 285. Arrow weight, this is going to be a compound. This is estimates that I've gotten. Nothing in particular here. We'll use the 3-inch vane, all the kind of stuff, but it's going to be a 32-inch shaft. Okay, we ready? Holy smokes. Look at that drop at 120, or 70 yards. 120. Wow. I did not see that coming. But you look here, at 10 yards, a 22-inch drop, 9-inch drop, 21-inch drop at 30. So that's a big drop as you use a slower speed. Yeah, see, slower speed. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just the estimates that I pulled off the internet with gold tip. So this is a gold tip weight at 32 inches. This speed, I'm just guessing at a speed, really, to be honest with you. I'm guessing. Because we know compound bows are slower than crossbows. Because you got your 60, you got 50, 60, 70, 80-pound draw weights. So draw weights, again, is going to affect your speed. So, again, this is just a rough estimate on the drop. Now, where am I here? So, you got to consider your deer when it drops. But like I said, this is just a rough graph, I guess you could say. So, like I said, this chart that I was using came from Best Crossbow Source. I'll put that link down in the description for you also. So we got multiple things to consider here. Multiple. And I see my green screen over here has moved on me. Let me just do that. There, fixed. Okay, so what did I learn on this? I'll tell you. Speed is just as important as kinetic energy. You got to put the two together. Because if you want a moose, you got to have that kinetic energy. Not as much kinetic energy with a deer or an elk. An elk, you want to, of course, get up there and get the same thing. But with a deer, maybe you can get away with the kinetic energy a lot lower. The speed's a lot lower. But with that said, if you're using a slower speed on your crossbow, you're going to have to take that shot a lot closer, like at 20 yards. But at higher speeds, can you get away with 30 and maybe a 40-yard shot? I'm going to say 30 yards, yes. 40 yards, maybe. Okay. Because again, how long is it taking your arrow to get there? Now, they're also talking about when's the deer most alert? Head down or head up? according to the research that I've seen on between the two videos, it seems like the deer is more alert when their head is down. And not only if it's down, they don't have as far to drop. Okay? So when you're shooting at the heart, you may end up hitting a lung shot or maybe just a little bit higher and maybe get that kill. Maybe. Now, if it's up, its head's up, you know, and they're looking around, you got that good broad shot, it's going to take them maybe an extra 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a, who knows, to drop down. Okay? So, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. I didn't think about that. I just was thinking, I want kinetic energy. I want to poke through. But this kind of opened my eyes to speed. Okay? So basically, the faster the crossbow. So let's say we got this new Raven, was that Raven R500. Would a 40 and 50 yard shot be a good shot? I'm going to say yes. Even though I haven't tried it, I haven't even had my hands on a Raven, the 500E. Would I love to? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny it. But my wife would definitely divorce me if I took all my money and bought that. Yeah. I'd be living on the street. Not even in a car. But, so, the 450s, the 460s, 470s, I would say yes. A further shot would probably be okay. Anything, say, below 425, like mine. And I'm shooting at 384, I think it is, with the executioners. A 30-yard shot, absolutely. 40-yard shot, that would have to depend on all sorts of circumstances. Okay? I think on that type of shot, I want the head definitely up. Definitely a broadside shot. But again, you want ethical shots, obviously. So you got to think about that deer. When I say think about it, we have no idea what that animal is going to do. Is it just going to stand there and take, oh, okay, put an arrow through me, I'm fine. Or is it going to drop? You know, animals are very, very instinctive. That is their, when they're outside, well, obviously they're outside in the woods. Yeah. They're more alert. They know what's going on. They know their surroundings. They know their surroundings better than you do, obviously. So, yeah, I kind of put these those two videos together, trying to explain things maybe a little bit better. I'm not saying that I did that job for you guys. I hope maybe a little bit more understanding. Which one do you want, speed or kinetic energy? My answer is both. Okay. So, again, if you want to use a 100 grain broadhead, or that's fine. You know, yeah, that's going to give you a little more speed, but the kinetic energy is going to be a little bit less. Heavier arrow, 125, 150 grain tip. It's going to be a little bit more slower, but it's going to have that punch and that kinetic energy when it gets there. That's up to you. Okay. Again, everybody has their differences. Everybody has their preferences on how they want to set up things. Again, I like using the 125 grain thorn broadhead, which I will do some more videos on here eventually. Probably after the unfair competition, we'll do the broadhead, and we'll put a lot of knock on it. So we'll do some changes, whichever one wins the competition. But again, that's going to be probably a week, maybe 2 weeks out. I'm not quite sure yet. Because like I said, the first thing I got to do is refletch, and I still have to go to my local shop and get some glue for my crossbows, for my fletchings, which I'll be going the next day or two. But in the meantime, I still got to finish setting up my tower and getting that ready to go. But like I said, it's your preference, whatever you want to do. Okay? So, again, leave comments below. Put your 2 cents worth in. Yeah. I would love to hear from you guys on what you think. Okay, baby. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm almost done. Just let me know what you think. And remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share and comment. And until next time, remember, take care of your family. Family comes first. By all means, get out there and hunt, and see you on the next episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter.